Hey everybody, what's going on? It's PMOC at 86 Drive, and today I'm at Z Car Garage for the first Northern California appearance of the new Nissan Z. Z Car Garage is a dedicated Nissan, Datsun and Infiniti performance shop located in San Jose, California. They've been around for over 20 years, and as you might have guessed by the name, they specialize in repair, restoration, customization, and performance tuning of the Nissan Z series cars. So, when Nissan USA wanted to bring the next generation Z sports car up to the Northern California region to share it with the local Nissan and Z car enthusiast community, ZCG was a natural choice to host for its very first appearance here. For this special event, they've also brought out a number of very nice vintage and classic Nissan and Datsun sports cars to really underscore their heritage and history and their connection to the new design. Without any further ado, let's head in there and take a look.
As we said, that's a pretty stealth idle for 400 horse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. but then they found a place to put the space. Now it takes. There is the only thing you know right now in the store is Nissan Air never shows the whole it depends on the success. The better it does, the more differentiating we can make. Use, I mean, again, not a rule, but I've used, when we kind of launch something, I usually see at least a year or two of normal. And that blue's going to be an option on more than the interior is going to be option on quite a few exteriors. So it'll be a pretty cool retro pop there on the side of the white exterior. There's like one photograph I saw that like at the auto wonder. He was always saying out there.
Have you been inside the 370? The 370? Yeah. About 7 years. 5 years. Not even in out.
Even for me.
I've been with that in VR. Everyone's I'm not going to use VR.
But it really is.
Yeah.
Definitely front and rear that have both pushed out a bit for design. 100.4.
Yeah, the rear also looks a little wider, a little pulled out as well.
But the track's the same.
The track's the same.
The track's the same. This is probably a little
narrower,
a little skinnier here, so that this looks aggressive. But if you're right on it, it's not much. Basically, it's not a push out that's big.
Why not 400? I mean, you guys dropped the 400.
No, we never were going to. The magazines were wrong the whole time. We never intended to use the number. The number had a specific significance, and we're not going to change what it means. It always told you the size of the powertrain. So it can't suddenly tell you the horsepower.
400, yeah, exactly.
Because it's not a 4-liter. So if it had become a 4-liter, we probably would have kept the numbers. But we went down in displacement, but boosted it again. So we don't want to suddenly change what the number meant. It's easier just to trademark and say, this is a Z. What's in it? 3-liter twin turbo, 400 horsepower. Then we can make more engine. We can make 2 more engine choices for it. It would still be a Z.
It's a BQ motor inside, I'm guessing.
It is VR.
VR.
So it's VR 3 liters. So basically, we took back from Infiniti what we lent them for the Red Sport to begin with. Tweaked a little more for us.
Well, of course, yeah.
And the 2 gears, except we're thinking the 2 extra gears would make a noticeable difference.
I like how you guys put all the generations back into this car.
Just a little bit of a modern car with a little touch of history of it.
Which is great. I mean, just from the emblem to the tail.
Because we've always been really clear about the fact that healthy company doesn't make a retro car. And when Ford and Chevy came out with an almost vintage looking car, that tells you how close to bankruptcy they were when they both did that. Well, man, I'm talking back when Camaro came back, and Mustang and Camaro, as much as we love them, they were a pride for health. They made a retro car at a new car company. That is a panic move. That is begging people to buy what you used to make, not what you make now.
And how they do it?
It did well. It did well for them. Their purists came back to those cars.
Yeah.
Now they're more modern. But we've always been very clear. We will not suddenly produce a vintage car as a car store. A modern car needs to be modern.
Retro
Well, at the time, somebody else was the CEO when those came out, and he literally said, someone said, you're going to remake the Z. He said, we've already made the Z. It's a company that's healthy makes a new car, not ours.
That's a pretty bold statement.
Yep. Well, he was a bold guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's a real bold
Still
statement.
is a bold guy.
That's good though. That's
But
really
that's
good.
what they want this. They say this is a clean, sleek, completely modern car with historical Easter eggs. I mean, it's not a retro design, just like that 300 tail lights, all LEDs, all modern. The back is modern, it's just the tail strip that is. It's just a little bit. And again, the car doesn't they keep throwing it out, you shadow it out, if you brush it, that's the silhouette. And that's the word. It's so funny, I go stand between the two of them, and I'm like, it's hard to believe, and you guys know you all have Z's, but cars with 5 or 6 inches lower, and this is, people think this is a super low car, but that's a 5.5 inch lower roofline over there on the same car. Cars in general are just bigger, beefier, taller bathtubs.
So, final thoughts on the new Nissan Z. After seeing it in person, I have to say it does look better than it does in the photos. No disrespect to the photographers who take the pictures, but certain car designs just look better in person, I think, when you can see it in 3 dimensions, and 2-dimensional photos just don't always tell the full story. So hopefully a video helps convey some of those 3-dimensional attributes of a particular design. And so I hope that this video today, looking at the car from a couple of different angles, gives you some of that perspective. So I definitely like the rear of the car, styling-wise, a lot more than the front. I think that the front looks a little weak, especially with the way that the headlight design looks just a little goofy to me. The front grille has definitely been improved over the prototype design, so I'm glad to see that they rethought that styling and made some improvements on that. Other than that, we still don't know a ton about the car. We do know that it's supposed to make 400 horsepower, so that's very promising. I'll throw the car up on my Mo Power table, and you can compare it against the other cars on that table. Really, it kind of sits near the top of that table at the moment. In theory, if the numbers hold true, it should have a higher power to weight ratio than the Supra. However, there is something to be noted that the Supra tends to make more power when it's tested on dynos. It seems to put out more power and is actually a faster car than you would think from the numbers, at least based on horsepower and weight as it is stated in their documentation. So if the Supra is making, more than 382 horsepower, if it's making closer to 400 horsepower and it's about the same weight as the Nissan Z, then they're both very comparable, and it's going to be interesting to see when these two cars actually are both available on the street and can be compared. I'm sure someone's going to do dyno tests and drag races of the two side by side, so that should be very interesting to see in the future. So I think the new Z is very competitive in the market against the Supra, especially if the price point is going to be significantly lower than the $55,000 that Toyota asks for the Supra. Now, of course, it's inevitable that there's going to be some price markups and dealer price gouging that's going to happen. I can almost guarantee that that's going to be the case. So it may be several months or even a year before you can actually get a new Z at the MSRP or regular pricing. We'll just have to see how that unfolds. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if dealerships, at least here in the Bay Area, are going to be asking for a substantial markup or market adjustment, as they like to call it. So we did get to hear the car rev a little bit, and that was interesting. The car is definitely fairly quiet from my perspective. I think, of course, as an OEM design, it's meant to be somewhat quiet, but try to sound sporty as well. And of course, they're going to leave it to the aftermarket to really spice it up and offer louder exhausts and just more excitement, I think, coming down the road. And who knows, maybe they'll have a Nismo exhaust available as well. In terms of the interior, I like the interior a lot. From the photos that I had seen prior to seeing the car in person, I thought the interior is actually one of the nicest things about the new design. And seeing those blue seats in person, they look really cool. I really enjoyed seeing something that stands out like that. And I hope I see a lot more of those out in the wild. I hope I see people take up Nissan on those options and sport these really sort of colorful and more interesting looking interiors. Seeing all those gauges light up, very cool. Having those gauge pods is very retro, So I enjoyed seeing that. I'm not sure how I feel about how flat the center display looks. In person, it just looks very kind of high-tech and modern, but I'm not sure if that's the feel that I would go for. I mean, I know I even heard the Nissan rep basically talk about how the car is meant to be a modern design. It's not necessarily intended to be retro. I'm not sure I fully agree with that, but I do think that the new display, just having this square screen in the center of your dash, does look a little odd for a sports car. I don't know if maybe I'm just a traditionalist, but I kind of want to see circular gauges, round gauges, maybe some sort of pod. That's just what I'm used to seeing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you prefer a more modern display for your race car or sports car? Or are you more of a traditionalist like me and you want to see pods, gauges, circles? Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Anyways, I think that's all I have for my thoughts about the new Nissan Z for now. If I think of anything else, I'll drop it in the comments or in the description. Thanks as always for watching. I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. I'll see you next time.